Greetings everybody, it is I am the one and only Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I am of course back for yet again for the likes of the Mexi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of WarioWare Twisted for the Game Boy Advance. So last time we basically managed to able to tackle for the forms of both the intro stage as Wario, and also we did manage to also tackle through Mona stage. And overall, it does take a while to get used to with the actual setup with the emulator with my controller and everything. But regardless of such though, it might take some time to get used to. So, and also we did manage to unlock every micro games for Mona. So, yeah, today for this episode is the fact that we are moving on to the next stage for story mode. And that's what appears to be Jimmy T. Ah, yeah. This here is Jimmy T's stage. My games are larger than life, and you'll need to spin big to win big. Hold on tight to your Game Boy Advance. Alrighty-o. So, yeah, every once in a while though is the fact that as soon as we get into the later stages throughout the game, that you have to get a lot of usage on the forms of the actual gyro sensor technology at the time, because for instance in the Wario stage along with Mona stage it's pretty simple, but when you get the hang of the forms of the actual gyro sensor controls, then you do realize that we do need to learn more techniques from the likes of the later stages and beyond. So yeah, let's get into this, shall we? And I believe once again is the fact that they're going to be able to do some boogie dancing and stuff like that. I have no idea why I'm just saying a little bit weirdly for this point today. Although, mind you, I need to likely focus on this for a little bit. So, this means we're going to have to do some spotlights between Jimmy T along with, well, I won't classify for saying his parents. That's an interesting mix. And I believe that, well, they're sorting out the mobile phones again, except now, I think my analog stick just somewhat messed it up, so, for gyro sensing, so, whoops. But anyways, yeah, not much else to say in terms of Jimmy T's stage. It just involves around the forms of a lot of, like, spinning around this time around though, which, as far as what he said before, on the actual, the text bar, they have to spin really, really big. So because of that though, let's just dunk the basketball into the basketball net. So that should be good to go from here. And we have to do some sit-ups before, we're able to actually get a lot of exercise going. And everything else gets a bit faster here and there, so yeah, we got to deflect the actual baseballs somehow. And we have to guard our pig, so it doesn't, just in case he does not escape at all. And we need to get the thing in focus, which is pretty easy when you get the hang of it, so disarm. Oh, got ya. Alrighty. Nicely done there. Oh, don't drop. Okay, whew, that was pretty close. And now we're on 10 points so far. Oh god, okay, there we go. Oh wait, earmuffs. Okay, that'll sort it. Find him. Oh, found him already. So, something's worth mentioning. Oh, before we get into more details about this, we have a boss fight coming up, or the boss stage, I should say. And basically, in this one is the fact that we need to carefully make our way to the very top of the actual, the staircase, sequence. And if you manage to get to the goal, you should be fine. But you have to watch out for a lot of hazards, ranging from cracked stairs. So yeah, dinner is served. And they're busy just using mobile phones. Your dinner is getting cold. That's what happens if you manage able to leave the dinner alone. Hey, it's closing time. Everyone out. I guess that pretty much explains about the fact that, well, I have no much to say here. And it looks like that Jimmy T is still staying at the Club Sugar, so as a result, he just managed to still join in the dance routine along with Wario and Mona. So, yeah. Oh yeah, your moves were killer. You cleared my stage. Hope it made you sweat. Well, usually, most likely, and we actually got ourselves Jimmy's Night, so yeah, that's actually super dope and everything. And also we've managed to unlock the next stage, which appears to be Katana. So yeah, those two, you know, ninja sisters, I believe, they've now appeared earlier on, as opposed to the forms of towards the very end of the game, from the likes of WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania this time around, so I'm guessing that begs the question for it. So anyways, let's go ahead and do the second run for Jimmy T's stage before we move on to the next stage. So, dang it, I think my controller's messed up, so whoops. So yeah, a few things I want to talk about, and that is the fact that, well, today's day is of course I would say it is the 7th of April today, in this case in 2022 today. So, apparently though, that for those of you who lived in the UK, for the Rio film, that, you know, with the forms of the macaw and everything, with Blue and Jewel, that, basically that film is going to be 11 years old until tomorrow, specifically in the UK. So, something's worth mentioning for the sake of time. And I'm usually still watching it even to this day. And I still even, really enjoyed it after all these years to come. So, yeah, you get the idea about that. And I somehow got screwed over, so, whoops. And I should probably point things out as well, that until specifically a few days time, specifically, I think it's like roughly in 20th of April or something, for those of you who lived in Japan anyway, that Mario Party 9 will be officially become a decade old in Japan. Well, until at the very end of the month, which is April, of course. So, that's something I forgot to mention about ever since during the course of in the last video of this. Mainly because, obviously, Maxi was... darn it! Anyway, as I was saying, basically, that Maxi was super busy playing on Super Mario 3D All-Stars recently, so... yeah, because at this point is the fact that I'm pretty sure that he was practically... almost to the point where he pretty much almost finishing up with the forms of Super Mario Sunshine, I'm pretty sure. Shoot, I messed it up, so, not the greatest run, but, at least we got some occasional micro games, as well as a new souvenir item, which is Jimmy Fan. So, yeah, I, wasn't exactly sure on that part, but, let's take a look at the micro games we're missing on. 2, 3, 4. Just only 4 micro games that we're missing on, or somewhat more than that. So, yeah, third run through. Here we go. Oh boy. Oh, we got ourselves a very short micro game here. Alright, time to catch 10 of these little beans, and there we go. And there's another flunk micro games there. Alright, time to dodge those children to make sure we don't get hit. Time to dig up. It almost kind of reminds me like a Namco kind of syndrome game. Oh, okay. Oh, run away from those. Oh, God. Oh well, no big deal. But at the very least, that I'm pretty sure I've gathered every single micro games there. And while I'm at it though, I managed to able to get even more capsules, such as Seasons, Slice of Cake, and also the Top. So, and so far I've got 44 points, even though despite the fact that I have to do this off screen, so that I have to do a massive amount of edits to do. So anyway, so we've actually unlocked every single micro games for Jimmy T. So yeah, nice and top notch at the same time. So anyways, let's move on to the next stage, which appears to be Katana. Hi, it's me, Kat, the cutest ninja in kindergarten. Our games use just A, but don't think that makes them easy. you'll have to be fast on your fingers to beat them. So yeah, unlike any forms of the other 3 stages that we did earlier, well, this particular stage only requires only one thing, and that's what appears to be not so much motion controls or gyro controls here and there. Instead, we have to be going back onto the traditional button controls. Well, to be more specifically, pressing the A button, so interesting. Listen up, everyone. Even though we're on a field trip, there will be no delaying. Stick with your buddy. And don't wander off, understand? Yes, ma'am. And so those 2 are off. Hey, this flower is neato. I gotta show Cat. Oh? Oh, swarms of bees! So this means we have to tap the A button rapidly to run away from those bees. Which, kind of think about it does remind me of, well, Beeline Shrine from Mario Party 10. Nice going, Cat. Now what? We fight. Hey, what's that? What is up with this guy? Well, time to do. Anyway, for the rest of those micro games, like I said, you only just press the A button and that's it. So no directional pad or anything else to be more specific. So it's just a very simple micro games to have. So alright, do a little bit of a punch there, which we already did anyway. And then we have to do another punch, but this time just trying to punch the actual drip. So, which we've already accomplished it. So yeah, for the most part, there's not much else to talk about. Although, the only thing is worth noting for is the fact that unlike in, well, WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania, that Cat was able to actually just to do a lot of work that in order able to stop the evil threat, while Anna just managed to got captured. Whilst in here, that now that Cat, in addition to Anna, now finally able to work together to able to stop the evil threat. So yeah, that's actually pretty awesome. Although it will continue that tradition until WarioWare Touched and Smooth Moves and all the other games and stuff like that. So, and now it's gonna get ridiculously fast here and there. Nicely done for the actual great haircut. So yeah, there's not much else to be able to say about this stage. It's just well, we just have to able to press the A button at all times. So, and now it's time to take on the boss stage. And it looks like we have to tilt the system in order to make the perspective a bit better. But I don't necessarily need to, because obviously that we have to deal with the forms of, well, let's just say that we somehow become a robot, if anything else. And I'm pretty sure that for this particular micro game, by the way, that this micro game will make a return from the likes of WarioWare Gold, but only in the part of dribble and spit category. So yeah, that's a bit weird, but at least it's something is usually worth noting for. So it's time to deal with the actual main threat of this entire battle, and basically we need to able to shoot those hands into the actual whole noses. So as a result though, if you do it so many times, then you would be deal the damage into the forms of the actual boss fight itself. And here comes the big nose itself, that basically we do need to defeat him. And somehow we need to eat a banana to, you know, power up into now using both hands to, let me guess, trying to able to actually just to, well, poke into its nose hole, which is a bit disgusting, but it knows what it stands for when it comes to WarioWare stuff. So anyways, I think you have to hit him likely 10 times or less, even though I haven't exactly looked upon that much of the forms of micro games in this game specifically. Oh, and by the way, be careful of the fact that if one of these noses actually touches you, you die instantly. So because of that, you have to be very careful, because obviously if you get hit once, then you have to start all over for this boss fight again. So, and once you're done with that, now we need to tilt the screen back into its normal display, and we've completed Katanano's stage. Well, we still have to go for the micro games though first, so time for a finishing blow. Or, on the other hand, oh, okay. Somehow the pet companions managed able to deal the final blow. That was so fun. We better get back. Fine, potty pooper. But there's still some bees. Not again. So they still need to run away from the swarms of bees. So, yeah, that's sure. It's like, kind of reminds me like a Winnie the Pooh vibe to it. The end. But luckily though, Katana will eventually able to be arrived at Club Sugar just in time, just in case if they don't get stung by a whole bunch of bees and stuff like that. So, yeah. Lesson learned. It's easier to take down a troll than angry bees. True, especially noticeable that bees might be good for nature, so especially for its honey's sake, so, but you can't necessarily try to threaten them, because obviously they'll just sting you back. So, anyway, so now we ended up in Jimmy T again? Oh, wait a second, Jimmy's Folks, that's the next stage we're going to be running into. Although, before we get into that though, we need to double check on Katanano's micro games that we have actually missing on. So we have 3, 5, I think we're missing 6, so, although at least I may be wrong, but hopefully we will be able to actually just get every single micro games as much as we can, because, well, I'm sure that the actual setup for this is pretty easy, because it's just simply just button presses and that's it, so. Alright, so we did deliver that specific mail envelope to the actual letterbox. And we've managed able to... Oh, dang it, I accidentally activate the save stage right there, so... Yeah, very similar to our Let's Play of Virtual Boy Warrior Land for the Nintendo Virtual Boy Let's Play. That I do apologize about the fact that I did not meant to activate the save state, so... Oh well, but at the very least, the only time I can only do this is the fact that I weren't able to replay those micro games again, because much like the forms of WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania, in order to able to unlock everything this time around in this game, that in addition to trying to able to replay through the exact same like stages occasionally, if you decide to do the endurance run, that if you decide to go after every single souvenir as much as possible. But in addition to that, that's much like in WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania, that in order able to actually get one of those crown icons from the specific micro games on, depending on what stage you go into, that's basically you have to reach a certain amount of points in order to able to actually just get yourselves a crown on certain micro games. So, but here's the thing though, is the fact that the point system acts out a lot differently in this game this time around compared to the ones in WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania. Because normally, if you mess up a micro game, then you can able to let the number keeps on counting up in the original game. Whilst in here, if you fail the micro game, the actual number will pretty much gonna be stuck into what you came from. So like, for example, that if you manage to get into level 2 variation of this particular micro game, as you noticed, from the actual boss stage for Katana, that's basically if I failed that, then the game will still tell me, let's just say in one of those elevator sequences for, I would say to classify the forms the elevator face this time around, it's going to be the monkey as opposed to the pig. So as a result though, although before we get into WarioWare Touched, it will be a teddy bear, and in WarioWare Smooth Moves, it'll be an elephant, and I believe during the course of WarioWare Gold, it's more accurately a variety of things, like ranging from the lion, and the crocodile, and I'm not exactly sure what the other one is though, because it has been a long while since I actually did manage to play WarioWare Gold, mainly because I'm more into like getting it together on the Switch. So anyway, because for instance that, you know, if you manage able to lose onto level 1 portion of the actual microgame, then you have to be stuck onto the forms of the basement floor. So yeah, you have to clear a lot of microgames this time around in order able to get points progression, because if you mess up multiple times, then you're pretty much going to be stuck, as opposed to likely carry on with the next number point. So it's a bit weird for that change, but at least I can cope with this, I think. Although, trying to play it on the original cartridge for it might take a while to get grips with it, so anyway, so now we've dealt well with this boss stage again, and let's just get ourselves our next souvenir, which we don't know exactly what the souvenir was until whenever we finish this run. So let's move on to the level 2 variation of certain microgames. So because yes, it's pretty obvious about the fact that you're still able to come across into level 1, level 2, or level 3 variations of certain microgames within a different difficulty here and there. So that's to be expected. I gotta say that this run has actually gone pretty nicely, all things considered. Especially noticeable about the fact that, well, at least thankfully I don't need to worry about the forms of likely keep on like tilting the analog stick for gyro controls and stuff like that, which is quite frankly very grateful, especially noticeable about the fact that although until the later stages we have to go back onto gyro sensor control type, which that might actually took some time, so gotcha, there we go. Alright, cannonball for the virus? Okay, never noticing that. Ah, dang it, I think my X button or my DualShock 4 controller doesn't seem to be able to be active. But oh well, no big deal. And of course, like before, that if you manage to able to get into the next level, for the sake of likely for like trying to get the insane amount of points as you can, basically though, that you will get an extra life back if you manage to complete the boss microgame. So standard stuff for the most part. So, and of course, much like the forms of WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania, that for Cat Stage, that basically they do include the forms of the Japanese character language. So yeah, it seems pretty cool, all things considered, because usually for Katana it's almost inspired by a Chinese kind of vibe. So we didn't get any darker elements on it this time around, which I'm guessing it's more accurately like family friendly or something like that for that matter. Even though it has been a while since I actually did manage to able to look upon certain things like this. So alright, so now we need to able to do this, and now that since we're on level 2, this means we need able to let those 3 hands attach together until hopefully we're able to budge inside in the actual nose hole. So even though the entire fight is pretty much exactly the same, so it's just the fact that the only difference is the forms of the difficulty, and we're able to eat a different fruit, which appears to be cherry. So which pretty much does the same thing as the banana that allows you to power up, so nothing different from there. So alright, time to do the usual stuff to able to, well, try to poke the actual nose holes likely a few times more now. So at least it's pretty easy when you get the hang of it. So assuming if you're able to actually get yourselves a good timing presses with your A button or my X button for my DualShock 4 controller. So, because I was originally trying to able to play with my Switch Pro controller, but for some reason they don't seem to able to recognize that onto my laptop at this rate. So, kind of sucks if you ask me. But regardless of everything else, though, we'll just well, that'll do. Yep, that'll do it. Too easy, piece of cake. Even though I could imagine on level 3, variation of that microgame, it will be kind of tough. But anyways, let's see what the souvenir we actually get. Well, we never know what's inside yet, so So speaking of level 3, we're now on to level 3 variation of that micro games themselves. So I might try my best if I was gonna get some of my progressioning there. So, but we'll see. Looks like we're doing pretty well actually, especially noticeable with like, despite there are some quite a few occasional mistakes here and there, I think this run is actually going alright, even though minus that, so, whoops. Alright. Oh god, I forgot about the forms of jumping onto that. Okay, whatever. Whatever. But at the very least, that's, oh gosh, now I'm going on faster mode. Involve. Okay. Self-explanatory. And easy at the same time. Get him. Ooh, got him. But be careful of that, bold man, by the way, because that doesn't count. Alright, so we passed that. Nicely done. Ooh, nice. Seems like a good timing for that particular skewer there. Ooh, that was so lucky right there. Even though I've almost gonna get myself screwed, but that's okay, because, well, yeah, you get the idea. Ooh, top notch. Ah, that was a foul. Oh well, 38 points, not too bad. And let's see what capsules we get. Clean Sweep and Mona Pizza. Interesting. So, now we'll just leave. And do we actually got every single micro games for Katana? Yes, we do. So it's pretty good that it's actually on the second run. So, yeah, awesome and top notch. So, yeah, I guess before we end things off, there's one more stage we need to tackle through for this video. That is Jimmy's folks. So, thank you for looking after our boy, Jimmy. To show our gratitude, we remixed the games in our family Scramble. Okay, so very similar to the forms of WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania. That basically does the fact that certain segments of story mode that basically will come across into remakes counterparts of certain stages. Like, you know what I mean? It gets like a combination of the previous micro games that you've already experienced since the previous stages. Like, for instance, for example, in this particular Jimmy's Folks stage, basically it's more likely a combination of, well, let's just say, Mona's micro games and Jimmy T's micro games and Katana's micro games. So, yeah, that's basically how this goes, basically, for the sake of this whole entire thing itself as far as this is concerned. So, and I'm pretty sure that the only difference is now that, unlike in WarioWare Inc. Minigame Mania, there's only 2 remake stages, whilst in here I'm pretty sure it's only 1. Although, before we get into WarioWare Touch, that it will go back to 2 for the actual remake stages and stuff like that. Whilst in the forms of WarioWare Smooth Moves, you'll pretty much do the same thing. So, and same applies to WarioWare Get It Together. And I don't think when it comes to likely for, well, for WarioWare Gold, this basically has been replaced by deluxe kind of stages, I suppose. But anyway. Ah, dang it, I messed this up. Oh no. I blame on my analog stick controller for that. But anyways, let's bust out the balloon, and... oh, not quite there yet for the boss micro game yet, but... at least we are getting there. Nice. Okay, so we're now onto the boss stage right now, which the boss micro game for this stage is... basically, Mona's boss battle micro game. So basically, once again, we have to use the propeller car to make our way towards the very end. So, nothing new around here until specifically in the later stages and beyond. So, yeah, there's not much else to say, honestly. So we'll just keep on, you know, doing that. And as soon as you come to this point, well, you basically save from here. There we go, we basically accomplished the forms of Jimmy's Folks stage. And sure enough, we get ourselves another message from Jimmy T. Yo, yo, my folks' remix is You Got Your Groove In. they still got it. And we don't get any souvenirs for this one, well, unless if you want to do a high score run, which I don't think I necessarily wanted to for this point. So I think suffice to say we'll end things off here, so join me next time on Let's Play WarioWare Twisted. That is the fact that we'll move on to Dribble and Spit stage, so this will be interesting, so I'll see you guys the next Tuesday. Later, fellas.